Good morning. So, a few weeks back, we had one of those heat stretches, the kind that you actually plan for. Our window units were running, and people with central air had them running, and houses were staying cool, and there was no stress. We felt covered. It turns out that same stretch of heat was testing a lot more than just our AC units, and most of it we never even saw. This is going to sound a little familiar to some of you, as it kind of sounds a little bit like one of the previous videos that I did, but I promise this one's a little bit different. While we're running our units without a second thought, the power grid itself was closer to a real problem than most people ever heard about. Demand in parts of the country got close to a 20-year-old record. Grid operators had to ask people to cut back, and emergency measures got authorized just to keep your lights on. Nothing failed. The lights stayed on, so it never made the headlines the way that an actual blackout would have. But that's exactly the kind of event that's worth paying attention to. Close call doesn't feel like a warning. It feels like nothing happened. And that's what makes it so easy to walk right past it. And then on top of all of that, smoke showed up. Canadian wildfire smoke rolled in and sat over us for days. My first thought was, no problem. The window units are sealed up. We're going to be fine. It turns out that that's only half true. And I'll get to why in a minute. But the bigger problem wasn't the AC at all. It was everything sitting next to it. Fuel stocked, water stocked, mobility's covered, medical kit stocked, and food is stocked. But what about respiration? One box of basic dust masks. That was it. One of our circle members messaged us during all of this. It's kind of too good not to share. He said we had fuel, water, mobility, medical, and food all stockpiled, but nothing for respiration past a basic dust mask. And that once again, life had shown him a hole in his resilience plan because the enemy always gets the final vote. His local air quality that day was sitting at 285. Summer camps were being evacuated over it. And he said he had locusts, rivers turning to blood, and a few other plagues on his bingo card for 2026, and somehow completely missed air quality and respiration. Then he asked all of us straight out, did we have a plan in place for this? Honestly, no, not really. And that's the point. You can plan hard, plan smart, and plan for months. And the thing that actually shows up is never going to be the thing on your list. It's always the one that you didn't quite think to put there. So let's talk about that air conditioning piece, because I got this wrong in my head for years. A window air conditioner is built as two separate air paths. The indoor side recirculates the air already inside your room and cools it. The outdoor side just dumps the heat back outside. Under normal operation, those two air streams, they don't mix. So in theory, a window unit shouldn't be pulling smoke into your house at all. But here's the catch. Some units have a fresh air vent or damper built in for ventilation. And if that's left open, it'll pull outside air, smoke and all, straight into your room. And even with it closed, the poor seal around the unit itself leaves gaps smoke can drift through. So the fix isn't get a window unit instead of opening the window. It's know your specific unit, close the fresh air vent if it has one, and seal the gaps around the frame with foam or weather stripping before smoke season, not during it. Cooling and clean air are two different jobs. Your AC handles one, it does not automatically handle the other. So here's what a real air quality layer looks like, in my opinion, and none of it requires anything fancy. Layer 1. Doors and windows shut, the gaps sealed during smoke or bad air days specifically. Layer 2. Pick one room in the house, bedroom's usually the easiest, and make that your clean air room. Keep the door shut. Run a portable air cleaner with a HEPA filter in there, and that's where you retreat if the air gets bad enough. Layer 3. If you don't want to buy a standalone air cleaner, a box fan with a MERV 13 or higher furnace filter taped to the intake side of that fan does a surprising amount of work for not much money. Layer 4. N95 masks for the times that you have to be outside or in a space that you can't seal. Not your first layer, your last one. To me, that's a full respiration plan. It probably costs less than 1 week of groceries, especially today. Here's what gets me looking back at the whole stretch. The grid nearly broke, and almost nobody noticed. The air turned bad, and we had a plan for everything except for breathing it. 2 different systems, 2 close calls, same week, and neither one announced itself ahead of time. That's the lesson, though. It's never the disaster that you rehearsed for. It's the ordinary week that quietly tests the layer that you never built. So here's what I'd ask you to do. Walk your own plan, category by category, the way that we did. Fuel, water, mobility, medical, food. And then ask the one most people skip. Air. What's your layer if the air itself is the problem? We didn't get a disaster this summer. We got a near miss on the grid on a bad air week that showed us exactly where we were thin. And that's usually how it works. The gaps don't announce themselves. They just wait for the week that you didn't plan around. The grid held. The masks were there. On paper, nothing went wrong. But nothing went wrong and we were ready. Those are 2 different sentences. This summer taught us that the hard way. And it cost us nothing but the lesson. Next time, we may not get off that easy. So check your layers, all of them, not just the ones that you're used to thinking about. And check in with your circle. Ask what they'd do if the air was a problem, not the heat. Because the enemy gets the final vote either way. The only question is whether you've already covered the categories that it picks from. Because preparedness isn't about predicting what happens next. It's about building enough layers that when something that you didn't predict shows up, you're still standing. Stay aware, stay prepared, and stay breathing long enough to matter.